15, 16 years, something like that? Okay. And what are your primary job responsibilities with the technology-based crimes unit?
Primarily, I'm in there for forensic video analysis and acquisition, and up until recently, I was doing mobile device forensics and some light computer forensics.
All right, very good. I want to focus with this case on the forensic video acquisition and analysis. What does that mean?
It's a scientific approach and methodology to making evaluation of recording systems and the footage that's recovered from surveillance systems, comparisons in some cases, and examining those systems to make sure they're operating correctly.
Did you start your focus in this area of forensic video acquisition and analysis prior to joining the technology-based crimes unit in 2009?
Yes, from 1998 until 2009, I was a member of the major case unit, robbery homicide. And this forensic video analysis and acquisition came as a result of my casework in there. In 2002, I introduced to the Cobb County Police Department an idea that we could do better with surveillance video that we were receiving. And at that time, I promoted the idea of purchasing a non-linear video editing suite of tools and hardware. Non-linear video editing suite of tools. We did make that purchase, and I was trained with that vendor that we made the purchase from, and then began an introduction into the training and the utilization of those tools. That was in the video cassette days, when surveillance video was non-digital, and then have progressed into current day technology with digital surveillance.
You've referenced some training that you've had. Approximately how many hours of training have you received in the field of forensic video acquisition and analysis over the years?
I would say over 200 hours. Much of it early on I didn't necessarily keep up with, but there were some of that is vendor training, and some of it is technical training through organizations such as the Law Enforcement and Emergency Services Video Association. Acronym for that is LEVA. They're one of the primary areas for receiving training. Attended a couple of their conferences, 2002 and 2003. These are week-long conferences usually with workshops in the evenings or on the weekend before the actual conferences start. So it's a number of hands-on type training situations, plus reading the vendors' work and the scientific working group on imaging. Is also a good resource for learning these skills.
Excellent. You've also referenced that you promoted the suite of tools for Cobb County Police Department to use. Is there a specialized tool that's more prominent today that you use when conducting forensic video acquisition and analysis?
Yes. Currently there's Axon. The company Axon has purchased what was a tool that we had bought at Cobb County called Input Ace, and now Axon has purchased that company. It's now called Investigator Pro, and it's a suite of software that we still use for digital surveillance video analysis.
And is that suite of tools from Investigate Pro approved by industry standards such as LEVA?
It does meet industry standards.
Now, the steps in acquiring video and analyzing video and the results that you achieve thereof, are those able to be repeated by somebody who has your same training and skill?
Yes, it's one of the goals when I approach a case is that any work product as a result of my analysis, that work product could be repeated by someone with my same skill set, the same software or hardware.
How many hours of your time currently is spent with forensic video acquisition and analysis?
Pretty much 100% of my time. I don't work full time. It is a part-time job, but basically 29 hours a week. Yeah.
And have you spent roughly 29 or more hours a week on this focus since about 2009?
Well, from 2009 until my retirement, it was
Full-time.
split between mobile device forensics and forensic video analysis, but and that was full-time. Since I've been back, so only when my time is more limited.
Sure. How many cases have you handled that have involved forensic video acquisition and analysis, approximately?
Well, into the hundreds. I've calculated one point some years ago about 125 cases a year when I was full-time. I don't necessarily log each one, but as a primary function, it's hundreds.
How many hours of video have you acquired and analyzed over the course of your career?
Well, each one of those cases, and in many circumstances, the casework may involve a single system, but that's fairly unusual. It usually leads to the need for pulling video from other sources, and so many cases may contain 5, 10, 20 locations where you've pulled video from, whether it's pertinent or not to the case, but it's thousands of hours.
Have you ever been tendered as an expert in video acquisition and analysis?
I have.
Okay. How many times?
Dozens.
And does that include here in Cobb County?
It does, primarily for Cobb County.
Judge, we had no problem tendering him as an expert if you like to say.
Wonderful. We'll go ahead and tender him as an expert in forensic video acquisition and analysis.
Okay, and so Detective Smith will be treated as an expert in the forensic video analysis and acquisition.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Now, as part of were you involved in this investigation of the murders of Justin and Amber Hicks?
I was.
What was your primary function in this investigation?
It is normally the case where I will learn of these types of incidents normally the day after, and I'll be briefed on circumstances or needs where they believe that I may be able to fulfill a role. In this case, it was the role of determining if there were surveillance video that could play a role in determining potentially access and egress from the location of the crime, and for any vehicles or persons that might be seen in the area.
In this particular case, did you, along with other detectives, conduct a canvass of the residential neighborhood?
A canvass was conducted, yes, and I did participate in that.
And as a result, were surveillance videos or surveillance video footage recovered from a number of residences?
Yes, video was recovered from several locations.
Your Honor, at this time, per the stipulation, the state is going to tender State's Exhibit 462. In stipulation number 5, it reads that State's Exhibit 462 is a true and accurate copy of the surveillance video footage recovered from 581 Delphinium Boulevard, Acworth, Georgia, 30102. The state is also going to move to tender State's 463. Per stipulation number 6, it reads State's Exhibit 463 is a true and accurate copy of the surveillance video footage recovered from 5064 Verbena Drive, Acworth, Georgia, 30102. The state is also moving to tender State's Exhibit 464. Per stipulation 7, State's Exhibit 464 is a true and accurate copy of the surveillance video footage recovered from 5050 Verbena Drive, Acworth, Georgia, 30102. So we're moving on States 462, 463, and 464.
Defense?
That's correct, Judge. We've had an opportunity to use those, and that's per stipulation.
Great, thank you. State's Exhibits 462, 463, and 464 as stipulated in paragraphs 5, 6, and 7 are admitted.
Thank you very much, Honor. Now, Detective, did you recognize the addresses I just named?
I did.
All right, and have you personally gone through and analyzed the surveillance footage recovered from those 3 locations?
I have, yes.
In doing so, did you create smaller clips of pertinent time frames?
Yes, I did.
All right, and prior to testifying, did you have the opportunity to look at State's Exhibit 465 called Concatenated Surveillance Video?
Yes, I did.
And did you recognize all of these smaller clips contained within that folder on the state's master drive?
Yes.
Are all of those video clips, did all of those originate from State's Exhibit 462, 463, and 464, the complete surveillance videos from those 3 addresses?
Yes.
At this time, State moves to tender State's 465 into evidence, and for the record, within State's 465, they are labeled A through O.
Okay. State's Exhibit 465 as labeled A through O are admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Next, Detective, I'd like to show you State's Exhibit 475 through 478. I know you looked at these prior to testifying, but they were not numbered at the time, so I'll give you another opportunity.
Yes, I recognize them as the same images I looked at earlier.
Okay, and these images, are these maps?
Yes.
And do these maps include the addresses where surveillance video was acquired?
Yes, they do.
And then are those fair and accurate maps showing this general neighborhood and area in addition to the addresses in which you acquired video?
Yes.
State moves to tender States 475 through 478.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor, we view those.
Thank you. States 475 through 478 are admitted.
May I publish these, Your Honor?
Yes.
All right, so we are going to start with States Exhibit 475 here. You have your little TV in front of you as well, Detective. So on States 475, what are the 2 addresses that are identified on this map?
5059 Verbena Drive and 600 Delphinium Boulevard.
And the 5059 Verbena address, whose residence was that?
The Hicks residence at the time.
And then the 600 Delphinium, what was the significance of that address?
It's the Lanz residence at the time.
And despite the Lanz residence having a Delphinium Boulevard address, what street did their driveway come off of?
On Verbena Drive.
And then the Hicks's residence, where is their driveway located?
On Verbena.
And so that, where I'm indicating the 2 driveways on Verbena?
Yes, that's correct.
Now, since we're going to see some footage kind of further up the street, I want to look at States 476 here. Are you, I know it's not pinned, but do you also still see 5059 Verbena and 600 Delphinium?
Yes.
If you travel north up Verbena, were there any other addresses of interest where we will be seeing surveillance video?
I believe 5064 Verbena Drive is visible in that, just out of the curve.
Okay. Right here.
I believe so.
Okay. And so it's on the opposite side of the street as our 2 primary residences.
It is.
Okay. And then kind of to really get our bearings here, looking at States 477 here, what is the major roadway that these neighborhoods are, or this neighborhood is off of?
Bells Ferry Road.
Now, from Bells Ferry Road, can you take Larkspur to get onto Verbena and make it down to the two addresses of interest?
Yes, you could.
And then is there also a way to access these addresses from Delphinium Boulevard?
Yes, Delphinium runs directly off of Bells Ferry.
And are those the two primary entry and exit points for Bells Ferry? From this
Yes.
neighborhood? And then finally, jumping ahead a little, we will be looking at video from 581 Delphinium. Where is 581 Delphinium?
581 in this image is at the corner of Dahlia Way and Delphinium Boulevard.
Okay.
And in this image on the upper or the northern side of the roadway.
Okay, and so is this where I'm pointing right here?
Yes, that is 5.
Okay, and so kind of similarly, despite that it has a Delphinium address, where does its actual driveway hit?
On Dahlia Way.
And going back just briefly to states 477 here, let's see where. Oh, here we go, okay. Although it's not marked, is this tiny little cul-de-sac?
Yes, that's Dahlia Way on the north side of the roadway.
Okay, and so if you cross Dahlia Way, can you make it back out onto Bells Ferry?
Yes.
Now that we have our bearings a little bit here, oh, and I should go back briefly. We look at State's Exhibit 475. What residence is directly across from the Hicks' residence?
5050 Verbena Drive has a driveway that is directly across the street from the 5059 Verbena Drive location.
Is that one of the videos or one of the homes that you also obtained footage that we will be looking at?
Yes.
So now I want to move forward to the surveillance clips. Your Honor, do I have permission to start publishing these clips?
Yes. You may proceed.